Welcome to the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championship. I'm Blair Henley, joined by Tennis Channel's Brett Haber. And Brett, you're sitting at the beautiful Opportune desk. How much fun has it been to be right in the middle of all the action this week?
It's been great. I've been coming to River Oaks for 15 years now, and I don't have to tell you, it's one of the coolest venues in the sport because it's on the heels of two of the biggest tournaments we do with Indian Wells in Miami, and it's intimate, and it's a club, and every seat's a good seat, and so the fans get great access. We're in the stadium, but they also get great access here and get to listen in on the interviews that we do. And I feel like when it's a relaxed setting like this, the players are much more forthcoming with interviews. They don't feel stressed. They don't give canned answers. And I feel like this week we've gotten to know some players in ways that maybe we didn't know them before.
Sure. Well, let's look back at the week that was. So many incredible matches. What stuck out to you?
My favorite match of the week was Cristian Garin of Chile taking out the 2-seed Jeremy Chardy. 5 match points in there, including 4 of them from 5-3 up and another one in the tiebreak. And I was captivated by Daniel Galan all week, and the fact that he had to come through a wild card in qualies that he barely got from our tournament director's good graces, and then he put it to good use all the way to the semifinals. I thought that was one of the most compelling stories of the year so far.
All right, you mentioned Cristian Garin. We have to talk about the youth movement here in Houston. He's not the only one. Of course, he's in the final with Casper Ruud at just 20 years old, but there were so many more young guys playing here in Houston this week. Riley Opelka, Jordan Thompson, Cameron Norrie. Who should we be watching this year? Who's going to be doing big things, do you think?
I mean, it's great because, right, how long have we been saying that 30 is the new 20, and it's been about established players in the Big Four and guys extending their careers, and that's all true. But that can be true at the same time that it's true that we have a next generation of guys who are being heard from. Casper Ruud's been fascinating, and he's another guy that's really impressive when you get to talk to him like we did this week on the Opportune desk. And especially for him to break through at a place where his dad won 23 years ago, to have his dad coaching, to be here and to be so poised. And the thing that I like about Casper, aside from his athleticism and how much time he takes away from where he stands on the baseline, the solid nature of his game on both wings, is that he almost broke through 2 years ago, right? He got to that Rio semifinal, had a match point against Carreño Busta, and then lost. While he would have liked to have won that match 2 years ago, I think that'll put him in good stead this time around to really latch onto it and go even further.
Sure. If we're talking about Houston highlights, I feel like we have to mention the Bryan brothers. In particular, Bob Bryan, almost 41 years old, now has a metal hip after surgery last year. Can you put what they've done this year in perspective for us?
Yeah, no, because there is no perspective. Perspective requires something to measure it against, and they have sort of eliminated our ability to measure it against anything else because they're the greatest team ever. And I think when Bob went out in that final on the clay last spring, we wondered, right? Realistically, at 39, would he ever play again? And not only is he playing, the band killed it the other night. And I just think that they're the greatest ambassadors the sport has. They thrive on the energy that they get from crowds like this. They would sit out there and sign autographs until people literally had to drag them back to the hotel.
Cows come home. Absolutely.
And I love everything that they're about.
Absolutely. Well, you've had a revolving door of players up here at the desk with you. Anything that sticks out to you? Any interesting anecdotes that you can pass along?
Yeah, Sam Querrey was really open this week.
I know where you're going with this.
Well, I know that I heard his interview with you where he told you that he really loved to clean house.
Clean. Who knew?
I didn't know that. I'm sure there are a lot of guys on tour who would be interested in having Sam come over and vacuum a little and do dishes, or that's what he seems to like.
Dishes, yes.
He revealed to us that after 13 years of playing professional on clay, he still can't slide on his right foot.
Imagine.
Which is odd. I thought this was a promising week for Sam.
One more question for you, but perhaps the most important. Have you tried the famous Houston Good Company barbecue behind us in the courtyard?
I haven't, and I've heard a lot about it. I've also heard from Bronwyn that they have a drop-dead margarita in there, and I'm looking forward to being able to have one.
Fantastic. Well, there is still time for that, and of course there is still more tennis to come. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Men's Clay Court. We'll see you next time.
How's that hair taste?